So the time I was applying for my first photo ID back when I was a teenager. Okay, I was a kid. I was 17 at the time. First time, my dad wouldn't co-sign for my license, and I bought a vehicle off my dad. It was just $100 beater at the time, right? It's a piece of shit. It ran good, but the body was garbage on it, right? It was junk. And just my first car, $100 beater, and but my dad refused to uh, let me get my license, which didn't make sense. I was like, well, you just sold me a fucking car. What do you mean you're not helping me get my license? And his excuse was, not until you're good and ready. And I think I didn't catch on at the time, but later on I realized, okay, not till I'm good and ready. My dad was intending for me to keep working, accumulate a certain amount of money, because he thought I could get the license and then pay for the insurance all in one shot. That's what he was trying to set up. He was trying to get me the license and then insurance. But no, he fucked up. He was stupid. Okay. And so anyway, it's the first time I had to apply for picture ID without parent or guardian cosign. I remember I filled out the application and I paid $35 to the government agency to have photo ID issued. Within a month, a number of weeks later, letter showed up in my dad's mailbox for me. I got it, opened it up, thought it was my photo ID, but no photo ID. It was a letter that somehow stipulated that there was a detail overlooked about the cosign. And so I showed up at the government agency and I said, well, I'm already out on my own. I actually don't live at home. I'm not really in under parental custody anymore. This was in 1992. I was already in my sort of mid late teens. And but anyways, the government agent was trying to give me the screws. She was, well, these are the rules. This is how the system works. Until you're 18, 19, like 18 and older, then you're legally an adult, and you can then you can apply for ID without a cosign. But in this right now, you need a cosigner. Okay, fine. I'll take my $35 back. If you're not able or allowed to issue my picture ID, which I legally needed for certain things, then I want my money back. I'll take the $35 back, and I'll come back and reapply for it at a later time. Oh, wait a second. Okay, you're approved. It's on its way. The minute you ask for your money back at a government agency where you're trying to get your ID or get your birth certificate or any kind of document that you have to pay for, and all of a sudden they disapprove and say, oh, you can't get it. You're underage, or you're not qualified, or this or that, or you fail. Well, no, not with that. Not the fail part, but certain things they claim ineligibility for it, and all of a sudden they claim, oh, we can't issue this to you. Okay, fine. I paid for the application. I paid for an ID issue, to have ID issued to me. I'll take the money back. Oh, he's punching up on the computer again. Oh, okay, we got you approved. Your ID's on the way. You'll get it in the mail. You'll get it in the mail in the next couple of weeks. Oh, okay. Thanks a lot. I really needed that. I'm thankful for that. Okay, good. We're good. Okay, and then I'll leave. Right. I did that at another one. So in this province where I currently live, right? Because I moved 20 years ago here. Back in between 2005 or 2006, I got my learner license, and then a year later, I went and did the road test, and they were like, "Did you want to take?" They went, "Did you want to take the basic road test, which I think was like, I think $60 or $70, and then there was the advanced road test, which was like $80, $90 or something like that." And I said, "I'll take the advanced road test." So we booked the appointment for it and all that, and I showed up with a vehicle. And when I took that road test, I passed without any errors. I passed the whole thing with no errors. And the driving instructor was really impressed. And I even said to the driving instructor, I said, uh, if you want me to parallel park this thing, I can parallel park this thing. I was driving a van that belonged to one of my friends, and because the van had massive blind spots, like you can't shoulder check in a van to see where you're backing in. It doesn't work that way with a van. Too many blind spots. And the driving instructor at the time, who was taking me on my road test, got in the van with me as a passenger, and he says, "Oh, no, the parallel parking won't be necessary. We're just going to get you. I'll just get you to take the road test, give you a few instructions, and see how you go." Okay, that's fine. And so he took me through a part of the city where there was a lot of steep hills requiring specific speed control. I knew how to downshift the transmission to reduce my use of the brakes. And then a little bit of a highway trip just to see how I control keeping the vehicle at posted speed limits and cruising and keeping in my lane and everything else, right? Pass, 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 pass. And then when we got back to the motor vehicle, like the registry's office, motor vehicle branch, at the end of the road test, the entire parking lot was full. It wasn't in the parking lot wasn't full when we left, but when we got back, all of a sudden there were no more available parking spots where I was previously parked. We went behind the building in the alley, and uh, uh, there are a few parking spaces behind the building. And I did the parallel park without being instructed to, but that was the only option. Now, the dummies normally try to go forward into a parking space, leaving the back end swung out, leaving the back end away from the curbside, right? But I knew how to back in, and because I was only using a side view mirror as my sight on the passenger side as I'm parking close to the side of the building, the driving instructor was sitting there going, "Shit, shit, 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 shit," and he was curling his knees up near his chest. He started curling up almost like in a fetal position, while he's looking over his right side out the passenger window in horror while I was backing the vehicle in. And then I threw it in park, shut it off, and went, "See, perfect park job. I told you I could parallel park this thing. What are you freaking out about?" And it was only because I came in really, really close as I was backing in and that. And anyways, no, there was no collision, there was no scratch or dings, there was no nothing, right? No, there was no scrapes, there was no sudden crunching or grinding or anything like that. But meanwhile, the driving instructor was terrified because I knew but at least I knew he was impressed actually in the end. Anyways, like I said, I aced I aced the driving test in one try, right? And that was the advanced test. I think close to $100. I think it was a fairly high price on it. It was the advanced test. It took longer than the basic test. So, anyways, went in with the test results and got a pass. And then all of a sudden there was a delay while they were playing on the computer about my road test results and that. in the license issue. And I went, what do you mean there's a delay? What do you mean there's a problem? Oh, well, you came in with a class 7 learner license. You're actually supposed to, originally, you were only supposed to take the basic road test. I think it was like the $60 or $70, $80 road test. I think is what that one was. Yeah, I think the advanced test, I think I paid 100. I close to 100. But anyways, they said we can't issue you the license. It was supposed to be from learners to intermediate. There was supposed to be a 3-stage license, and there was supposed to be an additional road test to get the actual class 5, right? To get the final license. And they allowed me to take the advanced road test. And I turned around and I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean you can't issue me my license? And they were admitting on their end that they made a slight error, but it was a costly error on me because I paid extra for that road test and I passed it, right? So we argued about it a little bit. Okay, fine, just refund me the difference of money. Give me back $30. I think it was about a difference of like $30-$40, whatever it was, right? And I said, just refund me the difference of money and issue me the intermediate license then. Oh, wait a second. We found your driving record from British Columbia. You used to have a valid class 5. Okay, you're good. Here you go. Here's your interim license. Your photo license will show up in the mail in a number of weeks. Here you go. You're approved. You got class 5. After I demanded a refund. See how any government agency, especially if it's to do with applying for your photo ID or your driver's license, right? The minute you say, I'll have a refund my money, please. I'll have just give me a refund, right? I'll have a refund. Just give me a refund. And they suddenly go, oh no, never mind. You're good. Here's your class 5. You're qualified. You passed everything with no errors, no mistakes, no demerits, right? Squeaky clean road test. You did really well. Because they won't. I don't know if it's a legality with these government agencies, but they don't refund money. They don't hand back money to their customers unless there's a change amount. Like say I was paying for the road test and say it costed $90 and I hand them a $100 bill, I get $10 back. That's the only way it works. But if I've already paid the full amount for a particular ID or a license or the road test, and then all of a sudden they go back and say, oh, you weren't supposed to take that road test. You were supposed to take the lesser one. You were supposed to take the basic. But you took the advanced test instead, and you paid for the advanced test. Okay, that's fine. Just pay me the difference of money. Oh, we can't do that. Same thing back when I applied for my photo ID at 17 years old with no parental cosign. Without a cosigner. At 17 years old, as a child, as a minor. Okay? Just give me back my $35. Refund the money. Just refund my money. If you can't approve my application, give me my money back. If you're going to decline my application that I paid for, give me my money back, because I'm starving. I'm broke. I'm starving. I didn't get a welfare check. Give me my money back. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, never mind. Found a little loophole in the system. You're good. It's approved. You'll get your ID in the mail in a couple of weeks. Crazy. Like, dumb. Like, absolute ignorance. Doesn't make any fucking sense.